fairy village. And where I belong. This lake is pretty cool. I could dig it. It's pretty warm out. It's fun to play disc golf here sometimes. It's been a while. I'm not very good at disc golf, but it is fun. I will say with practice, after throwing it maybe 100 times, I was able to throw it twice as far. But I also watched like YouTube videos, and I got mansplained. All the guys that like to play disc golf like to tell me or help me, you know, because I'm just like, I've seen women on YouTube throw it so far, and they aren't like muscular men or anything. So it's so satisfying when it goes in. Oh, we got some swamp here. Get out of my swamp! You kids, get out of my swamp! That was the worst Shrek impression. Oh, I could do Donkey though. In the morning, I'm making waffles. No, we ain't doing that. I like to have watermelon around the afternoon, morning. Oh, this is cool. Yeah, I do watermelon as long as the season will allow me to. It's great on the nice sunny summer days. I'm like obsessed with watermelon. I ran into this lady at the farmer's market, and she was just carrying a watermelon and going for the tomatoes. And last year, I literally just had watermelon and tomatoes for like months and months, and I had a third interchangeable fruit that was red as well. I don't know why I was craving red items, but it was just the coolest interaction. I didn't tell her I ate that way too, because she looked like she didn't have a cart and was just carrying the watermelon and grabbing some tomatoes. And I was like, watermelon and tomatoes, right? That's the best. And she's like, she was walking away, must have been in a hurry, but she's like, yep, that's all we need. And when I was eating that way, I literally said the same thing to this guy at the farmer's market. I was just doing a papaya mono cleanse, and this guy is looking at me like, you're just stacking up on papayas. And he told me about how the seeds kill parasites, and I was like, yeah, I eat some of them, but they're bitter, so I eat them with the papaya. And he says he dries them out and like will put it in smoothie or something. I was like, and he's like, oh, I love papaya. I was like, yep, that's all we need. And unfortunately, I have to transition to that all mono fruit a little bit slower. I've been doing greens because I want to have muscle so I could do activities like this. When I was just doing all liquids last year, I didn't have as much strength as I have now. And I just need to transition slower, because I can have strength and do liquids, but after doing it for 2 years and then fasting on top of that, I went too hard. So now I'm in the process. I have to build up my muscle and then transition slowly again. But I'm loving my salads. They're so good. But also, I feel like the liquidarian state, you don't really engage in as much. No, that's wrong. I heard somebody that's liquidarian saying you eat for how you want to live, and if you choose to be all liquids, then you're just not going to be like buff and have as much muscle as you want. I guess that is right. But I've heard of a breatharian that he's building muscle without even eating. So I'm just like, I like to believe everything. But I read a lot about it and I really, really enjoy it. What have we come across here? Okay. We got shell huts, shoe huts. This looks like a gourd hut. That's definitely a strawberry. Scrawberry. And a little berry up here. Butterflies. Gotta have the feather. Somebody must have lost an earring. Must have been a fairy. Goes here. Oh, the little Jesus statue. And a sparkly unicorn, of course. What is life without sparkly unicorns? I feel like my feet are getting so much more grounding right now because of the water. So I got one of those grounding mats, and it came with this little stick that tests to see if it's working, to make sure you've connected it to an outlet that's grounding. And so it lights up when the grounding mat is activated, and it's just this little stick. So I went around testing it on everything, and it lights up when it touches metals, and when I touch it to the ground, it lights up. But it has to go in the soil a little bit, like down to where it's moist, to carry the current from the water, because just on dry top. And I looked up whether, oh, this is sketch. The bird doesn't trust the branch, he trusts its ability to fly if the branch breaks. Gotta be here right now. In the moment. That was a wobbly board. Safe? Oh, almost spoke too soon. Safe? Yeah, I don't even remember what I was talking about. Rock climbers like get the most access to being like here in the moment, in the now, because they have to be so aware. They can't let their thoughts interfere, because that's like their livelihood. They've got to stay alive. And just take one step at a time. Oh yeah, the stick that lights up that came with the grounding mat, I tested it on water, and pure distilled water, it would not light up because it's dead. There's no minerals or anything in that water. But the RO and tap water would light up. Then of course I had to see if I touched it to my tongue, it would light up, and it did. Of course, I tested it after I touched the ground and everything. We get so many ions from the water and the air too, especially near waterfalls or when it rains. Just such a recharge. It's like just plugging into a fast charger. Oh, we could go across this bridge for a second to this little island here. Oh, that was wobbly. Back to the present. I would not trust to shoot this hole. This one you have to shoot from across the lake over there. That's the shot you have to make. I wonder how many discs are in between here and there. There's probably so many. They're like, I've got a great business plan. We're gonna sell discs. Just set up this shot here, and we got so many of them. I'm gonna write on my disc my phone number and say, call me maybe. Say I look decent. Give me a call. Return my disc, please. Oh, this is definitely gonna leave some footprints. What was that scripture? It's just called footprints, and it was like, oh, I'm gonna butcher this. He's saying, God, why didn't you help me through those rough times? And he said, I looked around and my footprints were the only ones or something. And he was like, you were nowhere to be there. I didn't see your footprints or something. And he was like, those footprints are mine. I was carrying you through it all. I think I said that right. Don't get me started on repeating jokes. Those are the worst. I'm like, oh, the comedian said the funniest thing. Let me butcher it and try to explain it. It's really pretty. Now this is how they should build things. Just design around nature. I saw this one girl, she had a rock in her shower, and they just like did the caulking around the tile and in between the rock, and it's great insulation, like building into the earth. Unfortunately, it's not legal in the US to do that. We make too much money off of air conditioning and heat. That would jeopardize the system if we built into the land, into the rocks, into nature. But they have these things called earth chips, and they just have like a tube down below from that cools. The wind just blows the cool air from underground into the house that's built into the hill. And then they usually have a little greenhouse attached. And then they have like rain catching on top. Look at all the undulations. Yeah, July in Georgia. We still get flowers. And the sun shines back. Yay! Some beautiful reflections. What a great day. My last video was ended abruptly because my camera got wet, but it was still under warranty, so I returned it. As soon as I hit the rapids, my boogie board, it was a bad idea. I see why people stick to river tubes. I will definitely do that next time, and not a boogie board. It was really fun while the river was quiet, but the second the rapids picked up, I wiped out. Thanks for joining me on another adventure. Bye.